Hey guys, I am getting my tablet so I can see messages. Mm, Hey guys, I Hey, Mario, Shamala, Gail, Miss Classy. How are you guys doing this evening? Well, I was gonna go live earlier, but girl, I was waiting on everybody else to get through. You know what I mean? I had to watch me some Mallory and Science Girl was live. I am fixing to cook. Well, it's kind of like a breakfast casserole. Classy chatty. Hey, Norma, Miss Norma, how are you, doll? I'm going to check on my mom next week, Monday or Tuesday. So I'm gonna make some kind of bramble, like a scramble, but it's a bramble. It's a breakfast thing. So my husband can have something to eat. You know, I'm only gonna be gone a couple of days, but trying to feed him, and I'll put a roast in the crock pot that morning, probably before I leave. This is gonna be like breakfast. I don't know. I kind of like breakfast for dinner myself. I've been craving pancakes and bacon, but anyway, just thought we would do a little cooking while we talk about all the crazy crap that's been going on. Ooh, Lord, I just watched Mallory's live. Ooh, Lord, that was a hard one to watch. I don't know if you guys watched it, but it was a tough one to watch. But yeah, I actually went and got some peppers out of the yard. I'm gonna put a couple peppers in it, and I've got a Crown Royal bottle and a little one, and then a tequila bottle. I'm gonna put some pepper sauce in it. I got a mill. Miss Ginger likes some, but how are you guys doing on this Saturday night? What's going on? I see Michelle. Michelle's going live and at 8 o'clock. Oh Lord, Lord, it's her birthday, so I figure she may slept through her birthday after being up all evening and half the morning. But I guess there was some resolution made that, her and Marissa made some resolution. We'll see how long that lasts. You know, um, Marissa said that she knew that that's all she needed to do was just like let her talking. If she knew that, why didn't she do it sooner? You know what I mean? She could have done that crap a lot sooner. We'll see how long the treaty lasts, the peace treaty. um, I have said from the get go, and this morning proved it to me, that the reason they didn't get along is because they were like cut from the same cloth. I mean, there's two peas in a pod, if you ask me. They really are more alike than they're not alike. That's what I think. Because they both kind of, brag a little bit, kind of lie a little bit, you know. But I mean, hear Marissa tell it, she don't ever lie. And to name one person, there's hadn't been one person to prove that she's lied. Girl, bitch, have you forgot about the videos I've done proving that you lied? I guess she has. Apparently she has. I guess she's got like memory loss also with that Bell's palsy and her brain tumor or lesion or whatever she's got. I guess it's giving her some memory issues also. I don't know how much, probably that should probably enough potatoes, but anyway, we'll see. So I'm gonna put the potatoes in the cast iron and do some. Then I'll put some onions and peppers and stuff. Oh, I need to clean my peppers out. I don't know if you guys have ever used one of those like reusable cool gamer. Hello. Used Miss Leah. How are you? Wanda mom. Miss Leah, did you have much damage from the storm? My sister told me this morning they live in D-Land, kind of in between Daytona and Orlando, and she said that they just got electricity back at lunch today at noon. But I love these bags you can get that refillable. But I always put my peppers after they spoke, made a video about Michelle being in love with her. Michelle did not mean anything. Oh, I know, I know. I recorded did a little screen recording of some shit that she said, Marissa. Lord, she's so full of it, man. That girl is full of it. I mean, I'm sure she look. I've got my my own thoughts and reasons. Probably the reason Marissa did the little peace treaty. First of all, probably trying to hope that she wouldn't report her for showing her tatas, and or could be one of both. You know, really and truthfully, Marissa's had to, I'm sure, thought about if something was to happen and Michelle did harm herself or something like that happened, she would be blamed for it. I mean, hands down, she would be, it would come back around, I think. People would say, kind of blame her for it. And for her to, so I'm sure she's like thought about that, that's coming to her mind if it hadn't. It'd surprise me. But oh shoot, I forgot I had that on. I'm gonna cut me some bacon up real quick. Some people cook their meat, and some people don't. They put it in there raw, but I like cooking mine just a little bit because I don't know, it just makes me feel better. But I'm just gonna cut it up here with my kitchen shears. I usually like to wait and like keep it a little frozen, like freeze it a little bit. It's a lot easier to cut. But that wasn't the case. I had to wait on everybody to go live, so um, so Miss Leah, no damage, good deal, good deal. Yeah, Miss Wanda, I hear you at the play guitar. My husband says, whenever he come home, I said, I got to show you something. And he said, oh Lord. So right, Mario, exactly. He's like, his mouth dropped open and he couldn't believe it. He said, oh my God. He said, she has done sunk to an all new low and I didn't think she could go any lower. I said, yep, I know. I couldn't believe she did it. Well, in a way I could, I don't know. Payback to her bitch, I guess. I mean, I know Michelle had done it to her, but I don't know. I don't know. I just think that was all of that whole, the whole thing could have been avoided and handled it completely differently. But it just like, I feel like, Marissa's so good about saying that, because Michelle said, you had all your people coming after me. She says, no, I didn't. Okay, let me just say something. You may not have said, Marissa, from your mouth to their ear, I want you to go after Michelle. I want you to do that. Hey, J Dubs. But, bitch, you basically do say it when you say, I'm not subscribing or whatever you say. You put it out there and your little flying monkeys, they go to flying and do your dirty work. Whether you want to admit it or not, they do your dirty work for you. So, bitch, you can tell that shit to somebody else. We got your number around here. We got your number. Oh, yeah, she said, I don't do that, And then, I was watching and I was like really pissed when I mean, I don't have anything for Robin. I don't know her, the lady, but I was really pissed whenever Michelle was like being so ugly to Robin because Robin didn't deserve that. She didn't have to be so ugly to Robin. And then she said, I just get tired of being up here. Every time I come up here, you uh, you know, pound on me with a bunch of people, which is true. It's always, Marissa's good about letting other people talk for her whenever she wants them to. But yeah, she can be something now. I'm just telling you. But I think that I mean I was happy to see what happened this morning between her and Michelle. I think it should have happened. Should have, would have, could have happened a lot sooner than it did. But I'm sure Marissa had her reasons. So let me just get back to this little recipe. So it depends on how I cut my potatoes. Depends on how much time I got, or if I wanted to cook faster or slower. But I start with putting the potatoes in the cast iron, and then I add onions and bell peppers and really, truthfully, whatever you want. Then I got some homegrown eggs straight from the chickens at my mom's. My sister raises some chickens. I can't wait. Look at this one. Look how pretty. I don't know if you guys can see it. It's green. That one's a green one. I can't remember what chicken lays that one. This one was a little baby. But anyway, I just keep adding to this, put the lid on it, and top it with some cheese, let it set, and then you can cut it like a pie, have it as an omelet, all kinds of things. Or just eat it like that with some toasted bagels or toast or biscuits. I should have done my potatoes earlier, but you know, shoulda, woulda, coulda. Let me get this over here. Hey, Kool-Aid Channel, how are you, dog? How are you, Andrew Hondo? Thanks for coming in. Good to see you too. Thank you for coming by and hanging out with me while I do a little cooking. Mom's jeans. Girl, I wish you was here too. I'm gonna. I love breakfast. Do you guys ever eat breakfast for dinner? I love breakfast for dinner. A couple nights ago, I asked my husband to come on and said, "How about pancakes and bacon for for dinner?" And he said, I had made Irish stew a couple nights before that, and he said, "I was hoping to eat some more stew." It's starting to get a little chilly for Willie here. I don't know how it is in your guys' neck of the woods, but it's been some lovely weather. Angelina, hello, hello. Hey, Miss Barbara Brunson, how are you? It's been like nice and chilly in the mornings, and you know, just beautiful during the day. Today was really pretty outside. So I haven't been in Walmart in probably like 8 months because I've been doing the, you know, ordering it and picking it up. It's so nice. Normally I have to go in the store, pick it up, put it in the buggy, check it out, load it in my car, come home and unload it. So it's nice to go and let them load it in my car. But okay, so my husband has recently switched. He's been diagnosed with a type 2 diabetes. So he switched from Miller Lite to Michelob Ultra. And so they just got to where you can order that, like get it through, you know, them fixing it and bringing it out. Usually you had to go in the store and get it. So anyway, I put them 2 cases in my cart. And whenever they brought it out to my car, I pulled up and checked in my stall and told them what color my car was. And whenever they brought it out, there was 2 of them. And the girl started like asking me questions, and I said, "Gosh," to myself, I don't remember, you know, being asked questions like this before. But anyway, I soon figured out it was because I had gotten beer. So I was like, okay, cool. So I had to sign saying that I was old enough, and then they, you know, put it, you know, I didn't get out, put it in my car. So I get here to the house, which I'm not but like 5 minutes from 5 or 10 minutes from Walmart. I get here and I'm like, go open the back of my Jeep. Guess what? No beer, no cases of beer. I was like, oh, this is the first time that they really, I guess, if they've forgotten to do something. Normally they're pretty good if they don't have something in stock that you've got on your list. They like go up, like they upgrade you. So normally, you know, that's a good deal. But anywho, I thought shit. So I call Walmart and I get in my Jeep in the meantime, and I go to I tell my husband, I said, I'm just gonna go back over there and go get it. So this is like, I'm not trying to be ugly when I say this, but I think they have outsourced their phone calls because the guy that answered was Josh, but I couldn't hardly understand him. He sounded like somebody that answers the phone for AT&T if you ever have to call them, like they're outsourcing it. So anyway, I told him what the deal was, and he says, I said, do you need anything? I didn't have my receipt because I do it all on the phone, but my receipt goes to my, to my phone and stuff. I just save it there, my purchase history. So I said, do you need me to give you a number or anything? And he's like, hey, Miss Uber Goober, how are you? He said, no, we'll check. I can't mock them or talk like them because I don't have that accent. He's like, no, I can figure it out. So he tells me that he's going to give me a refund. Well, by now I'm almost pulling up in the parking lot. And I said, I don't want a refund. I'm here at the store to get it, which I had said that in the very beginning. And he's like, oh no, ma'am, it would be easier for me just you go in store and buy it. And I'm like to myself, that defeats the freaking purpose of me getting it online. So I said, well, let me ask you something. Not that this mattered, but I said, is it going back in my, he said, I'm already issuing a refund. I said, is it going back in my account today or in 3 to 5 days? You know what I mean? He said, oh, it will be, because normally they'll tell you, you know, look for it in 3 to 5 days. So anyway, he said, it'll go in now. So they have, at this particular Walmart, they have the little gas station thing up front, in front of the store. So I just whipped up in there and got it there. But anywho, that was like, that kind of like set me, you know, kind of put me in a little pissy mood in the beginning. I thought, golly. And I mean, I don't ever get out and check it, you know, check, because normally, like I said, I've never had issues, and they put on there, you know, they want to do a, you know, contact free, so you don't have any contact. So I didn't think to check it, and then when I had to sign for it, but they were training, that girl was being trained. So I mean, look, no foul, no harm. It wasn't the end of the world. Didn't kill me. It sure didn't hurt me to go back and get it. But you know, I'm still just like, I had some plans I wanted to do today. But okay, where's my lid? Right here. I'm gonna put some ham in it. And look, today, I mean, I gotta tell you guys. So I tried. My brother sent me this recipe of, you take your ears of corn and you fresh corn, and you fry it in the grease, and then you take I don't know how to pronounce this cheese, but it's Mexican cheese. It starts with a C. I don't know what it was. Anyway, it's a white crumbly cheese. Kind of reminded me of some feta. You know, it didn't taste like feta. But anyway, you take, you fry your corn for about, well, he said about 4 minutes, but I fried mine until I could see some brown on it. So probably about 6 or 7 minutes. But oh my gosh, I didn't know how it was going to be, guys. But I fried it, and then well, the recipe calls for cilantro. You cut up some cilantro, and then you put that cheese, that white crumbly cheese, in a bowl. Cilantro, and he said some kind of seasoning. Well, I didn't have the kind of seasoning he had, but I added. Let me just tell you, I added some of this, some bourbon molasses to my cheese. And my husband doesn't like cilantro, but I put parsley in it for the color. And this was a little sweet. It was so good. And then you melt butter, and you roll the corn after you fry it in the butter. Then you transfer it over to the bowl that had the cheese and stuff, and roll it in that. Let me just tell you. Let me just, captain of my soul. Hello, hello. Slap your mama good. Let me just say, I love my mama, but it was very, very good. But anyway, I had one cob left, so I cut it off the cob bowl ago, and I'm gonna throw that in here too. You know, really truthfully, you can't go wrong with it. If I had some vegetables in the refrigerator, I'd put them in there. You know, leftover or whatever, I'd put them in there. But anyway, I know I just have some frozen bell pepper. I always like buying this whenever I buy it. If it's on sale, bell peppers, I buy them when it's on sale, and I cut them up, put them in the freezer, and use them, because I use I don't know, I use bell pepper and onions as a trinity for lots of things, and garlic if I'm doing like tomato stuff. But yeah, Marissa, let me switch gears here. Marissa, what pissed me off, so after she made peace with Michelle, she goes on to carry on her shenanigans and her stories. She has Robin up there, and I just happened to catch her freaking spewing some lies, saying that she's never had anybody prove that she has, or show that she's lied ever, she says. I'm like, bitch, you are up in the night, because I most certainly have pointed out bunches of lies. Bunches of lies. Okay, so I didn't season these potatoes. I'm going to. A little salt and pepper. I shouldn't have put that much salt, but that's okay. And I love me some black pepper. Woo, love it. I'll get my old onions going. Do you guys save your bacon grease if y'all cook? I know Hondo probably eats bacon grease because, you know, people from the South generally do. I have some in the refrigerator, a jar of it in the fridge. And then I have, hello, cornstarch. And then I have this little puppy. that you can spread it in. Ain't nothing like using a baking grease when you're cooking vegetables, peas, or butter beans. You know? I'm gonna put some ham in there too, but I think it's cooked ham already. I probably could have put some more meat in there, but we'll see. Like I said, it's just gonna be my baby, my hubby, so he can survive for breakfast. Well, I'm going to my mama's. So my mom, I talked to her today, and she's not feeling too good. So I haven't seen her in about a week and a half. And you know, my mama's 86 years old, and I try not to take her for granted at all because I'm just grateful I've got her. You know, still have her with me, and that she's still able to, you know, be alert. She's blind, but not completely blind. But she's almost. But anyway, so if I don't see her like every 7 days or whatever, I try to get over there and see her. You know, gotta check on my mom and take care of her. My sister lives with her, and my brother lives right behind her. So, but still, I talk to her every day, several times a day. Yes, and then I've got some. I don't know. I can't remember the name of these peppers. One of them is a havasu. It's really hot. My husband says, but I don't know. These little things are. These are 2 different ones, but I went and picked it. I'm gonna put one of them in there. Usually, I make him taste and see which one's hotter. But he's in bed. He worked this morning, so I'm just gonna have to smell it and wing it. Maybe throw a few seeds in there. So I put pepper sauce up with the peppers and stuff. So I recently just learned this. If you want, whenever you're putting pepper sauce up, if you want it to be hot, more hot than what the peppers is, all you have to do is put 1 little drop of oil, any kind of oil, vegetable oil, extra virgin olive oil. Did you know that oil will make pepper sauce hotter? It sure will. So this is, let's see. Oh, this is some, last year I grew some habaneros. We planted some habaneros. And so this is some that I put up from last year, a little around. This is probably going to be some hot sauce. And then this is just some jalapenos and serranos that I put up last year. But I'm going to put these that I've got up in a Crown Royal in a tequila bottle. And in case you guys, this is the best tequila. Altos, oh my gosh, I love it. It's so smooth. Smooth operator. Not that I drink a lot of tequila or anything. I'm not drinking tonight. I thought about having a cocktail, but just didn't do it. I poured a darn Coke instead. I figured if I was going to be visiting with my friends here on this YouTube streets, I probably ought to keep my senses about me as much as I could. You know? You know. Okay, now I'm going to add some of this here onion. And I just love this little thing. I got something to show you guys in a second. I'm on video when I do it too. Okay, let me see. Yes. Oh, and then I had some tomatoes earlier. I'm gonna put this in the end though. I cut up some tomatoes because we had tacos for dinner. So I cut some tomatoes up. And these were some beautiful tomatoes. These were some heirloom. They're kind of green. They're not green, but they're colored green. I love me some tomato juice. I put salt and pepper on it, let it marinate. Okay, let's see. I'll add that with the tomatoes just a little bit. And throw the bacon in. And you can put as many, like, I don't know, it depends on how much room I have in here, how many eggs. I might, a dozen or 8, 10, something like that. You know? Okay. Give it a little stir. and then I made some homemade salsa last year. So I put it up in the freezer. So I laid some of that out because that's so good. To put a little dollop of not Cool Whip, sour cream, and then some homemade salsa on top of that. Kind of like a quiche, the Bramble. Okay, I'm gonna cut me up with a little ham real quick. Just hang tight. Then I'm gonna show y'all something. So I'm really weird about. I have an obsession with, I don't know, making sure my nasal cavity is clear and my ears and my husband's ears. So I got turned on to the neti pot. I don't know if you guys have ever tried it. It's a little blue pot, and you put these saline packets in it, and then you tilt your head. Let me see. Yeah, you put it on one side of your nostril, and you'll tilt your head, and it goes through your nostrils, and it just runs out in the sink. You have to lean over a sink. They have come out with. Are you freaking ready for this? Hold on. Strap on or strap in, as Michelle would say. Navage. It is. Check this little puppy out. So you put the little, instead of the packets, it has like liquid. So it's battery operated, but so you open this little puppy, you put the saline stuff here, then you fill this up with water to here, and then the best part, you put this puppy in your nose and you like create a seal, but not too much, the instruction says. No, I haven't tried it yet. I'm gonna do it with you guys. Hello, Delene, is that how you say it? The real angel girl. Hello, dog. And turn it on and let it freak. So it pulls the water, and you don't have to tilt your head. It says that you just like hold your head up straight, and it feeds the water through, and it puts it in here. I'm not going to show you guys, but I mean, I'm sure mine will be not too bad, but I can't wait. So check this out, though. It says to take the Navage challenge. Listen to this shit. Judge yourself. Use this thing. Get ready for this. Twice a day for 2 weeks, and experience the challenge. If you want good nasal hygiene and improve your nose breathing, this will do it for you. So we're gonna give it a try. We're gonna give the Navage a try. I can't wait to try it. I can't wait. I hope it just clears me up. Or you guys think it's crazy or whatever. Have you ever anybody ever used the neti pot? I love that thing. I even like, which this surprised me. I've got one of my sisters. She's kind of like the fuddy duddy. She talks through her nose, and she just like, she just plain Jane. She don't wear makeup. She's just plain Jane. Hey, Miss Carla, how are you doing? I hope you're feeling good. I've been thinking about you earlier. I actually sent the video of MGL's tatas to a few people, and I thought about sending it to you just to try to cheer you up and make you laugh or cry, whatever. Well, but I didn't know if you were still in the hospital. I know you've been having some health issues, but I hope you're doing good, Miss Carla. I sure do. And are you doing better with your medical stuff? I text Ginger Locks before I went live, but I think she was having some little time with her husband, maybe a little cocktail herself, so she may be asleep already. I'm not going to use all this ham. That would be too much. Be ham overload. So, put the lid on that. I'll put that in the bag. Put the refrigerator for the later gator. Oh, she was in the same. She was in there for 3 weeks, I think. She went in on the first, like on the holiday, Labor Day, and just got out. I told her, I said, they fix to start charging your butt rent. So last time she was in the hospital, she was in a different one that she was in this time, and she was telling me that this was crazy. I don't know if you guys have ever watched. It's Kensington, Pennsylvania, and these people video just the day in, just a day in Kensington. Crazy people on drugs. It's so sad to watch. It's so sad. But she and I were talking about it. Well, she was in the hospital she was in before this last one she was in was right there, like amongst that where they do the video and that. I said, "Are you?" So I didn't know. She was like telling me when we were on the phone last time. She was telling me that it was she was trying to explain to me. I didn't put two and two together where she was at. So I said, "Oh, so it's kind of like Compton." Now I don't know nothing about Compton, but I just hear people talking about it. And I said, "So it's kind of like Compton where the Blood and the Crips hang out?" And she said, "Yeah." Oh, I almost forgot my jalapeno. Let me cut that little puppy up. She said, "Yeah, yeah." So this last time I said, "Well, are you in the same hospital?" And she said, "No, no, no, no." And so I started telling her about this Kensington place. And she's like, "That's where I was at last time." I was like, "Oh my gosh, you've got to be kidding me." So yeah, that's crazy. I don't know if you guys have ever watched it. Man, it's like crazy to watch. There was one, several different creators do this video, but one of them was this. Look, check this out. So it was this guy and girl. They're a young couple, and I think they were married. Let me see if I can tell if this puppy is. Ooh, ooh, shit, fire doggy. Oh yeah, I think that'll do. A little bit of do. I like it cooked and stuff, but I don't eat them raw. That was got a little fire to it. Okay, I think that'll be good. Good enough. Well, let me put a little bit more in there. I'm not gonna be eating it. My husband's gonna be eating it. I might have me some tomorrow, but put too much in there, I'll be looking for a creek to shit in. You know what I mean? Okay, I think that's good this time. That's good. Let's do a little toss and stir. I gotta leave room for my eggs, but I got my corn and my tomatoes yet to go in. But I gotta let this cook a little bit longer. Yeah, baby. I'm gonna see if I can show you guys. Can you guys see that yumminess? I wish I had some red bell pepper. Put a little color in there, but you know. I'm gonna add these green tomatoes. Heirloom tomatoes. Throw this corn out. Get off the top. Gosh, that was some good corn. I'm gonna start cooking it like that from now on because that was some good stuff. Fried corn on the cob. So when I went to Cancun, I won a trip to Cancun back in the day when I was in my 20s. And it was an all-inclusive resort that we stayed in. And so they had the lunch, they had like a buffet at lunch. And on the menu, on the buffet, they had the little corn on the cob. They were like this. They're frozen. They cooked them and they were in a, pan, but they had one of those little things underneath to keep it warm. But on top of it was a dollop of white stuff. And I didn't know. I asked the waitress, and they didn't speak very much English because I was in Mexico. I asked her what that was, and I thought it was, like sour cream or something. It was mayonnaise, just a big dollop of mayonnaise. And she's like, told me it was mayonnaise. And I said, gross, on corn? Are you sure it's not butter? No, it's mayonnaise. I have to tell y'all, it was pretty damn good. Slather some of that mayonnaise on there. It's pretty good. Okay, let's get my onion put up. That's something else that my dad used to tell me I wasn't his daughter because they eat. My mom would cut an onion and slice it for breakfast. They would eat like raw onions with their breakfast. Ugh, I don't eat raw onions at all. But my dad used to tell me that I wasn't his because that's how much they love onions. And I said, well, you better talk to Mom about Mel Tillis. I've told y'all that story about my dad teasing her, telling her I was Mel Tillis's because I stuttered, when I was growing up. Oh, shit, let me put my meat up. Okay. Gotta put those potatoes up because I'm here to tell you, ain't nothing stinks worse than a dang potato that has gone bad. Do you hear me? So you hear me. Woo! And if you can't find it, Lord have mercy. Oh my God, it stinks so bad. Rotten tomato. Woo, child. My brother, when she's now his wife, but when they split up before they got married, she moved out and she had where they kept their potatoes. Anyway, she had put a whole bag of potatoes, and he had been smelling something. He's like, I don't know what that smell is. You know, I've cleaned everywhere looking for it, can't find it. Huh. One day he found a bag of a big bag that had juice in it. Mm, potato juice, y'all. Mm, I'm telling you, there is nothing like a rotten potato. Oh, the smell. Okay, now let me play y'all some little shit here. Let me see, get out my phone. So I don't know how to. Well, I would probably have to download it. I saw last night that Justice was or this morning actually, Justice was offered when Michelle was talking to her new best friend MGL. She was telling her that she didn't know how to work StreamYards, which and Justice was so sweet. He typed in chat and told her that objection, trickery, hello and welcome, doll, and told her that he would gladly after they got off the live, call her up and talk to her and teach her how to do it. So he was over in Mallory's chat a while ago, and I told him, I said, well, I thought that was very kind of you to offer to do that. I almost said, will you hook a sister up? Hyundai, you could probably help me out. For me, forever. Okay, I don't know if that's about something. Mind my own business. Okay, let me just play y'all a little something. Do a little reaction. So anyway, what I was going to say is I don't know how much, I don't know how to like get this on my computer and to play it through here. I don't know how. I'm sure I could figure it out. I just have to sit down and do it. But let me start this real quick. Okay, I don't know if you guys have ever used these, but let me just tell you, they're a cross between a spatula and a spoon. They're called spurtles or something. They're curved and they get down in that bowl or whatever. These are the nice. They come in. Well, you can get them in silicone or wood. I love wood ones. But anyway, just a little. One of my favorite things shared. I feel like Oprah Winfrey. I'm sharing my greatest things with you guys. Old Oprah. Okay. Okay. All right. So here we go. Give me a little sip of drink. Okay, let me see what's going on here first. Yeah, I'm telling you. So Lowe's had last year. I think it was last year. They had, because they carry some crazy things. I was in there not long ago, and they had a little motorcycle, like a little dirt bike motorcycle in there at Lowe's. I couldn't believe it. But last year they had a set for $19.99, and it was. I think it had another one. Yeah, there's another one over in mine. I think there's one missing, but I think it was 5. But they had the silicone ones. I already had the wood ones. I had gotten the wood ones from either QVC or Home Shopping Network. The wood one. I love wood ones. But when I saw these, I was like, oh wow. So I go in there not long ago, and I'm all about a good deal. And like I said, they were $19.99 at Christmas last year when they had them in there. But I went in there the other day, and they had them 50% off. So hello. You can imagine what some people in my family were getting for Christmas this year. Yes, indeed. Okay. Let me just get here and play this. A little tidbit of shit here. Robin, to say that she was begging for the show. Okay. All right. I want y'all to just listen to this shit. Hey, did you like? Is Lisa B in here? I did not see her. Hello, Lisa B. Hey, Jeff, how you doing, baby? Jeff, I sent you an email, and I sent you another email. Jack, I sent you another email a while ago, wanting to know if you got my email from this morning. And maybe you've texted me back or emailed me back. I don't know. But we're fixing to play a little fuckery here, if you don't mind. It was captured off of MGL's after she had the peace treaty this morning with Michelle. Okay, listen to this shit. Let me raise my feet up because the shit's fixing to get deep.
Is just this woman.
Okay, can y'all hear it?
We were worried. And like I said, listen, I'm not known to be a liar. For someone to say, just remember, when you hear a creator say, Molly Golightly lies about everything, stop them and say, what did she lie about?
What?
You will hear silence.
Bullshit. Maybe they're choking.
You will always hear silence. Not one person has ever
lying, bitch.
Prove that I was fucking lying.
Another lie, bitch.
Ever. Marza is going to
ever.
Her. Yep. Love Scorpio has been a Patreon for a long fucking time.
Oh yeah, I'm sure, bitch. So she's
72 years old, and
so she's talking about Valentina, which used to be Marza. So she is running Michelle's, her channel, because Michelle doesn't know a whole lot about it. Never, like she said, she's never been on YouTube before. You know what I mean? Before she come over here, so. And apparently Marza don't know much. Marza is now Valentina, but apparently she doesn't know much about it either. Well, Marza has said several times in other people's chats that she had joined Marissa's Patreon back for 3 months. She was in it for 3 months, and that she had called MG. Now, look, I'm just repeating what she said. I don't know if this is the gospel or not, so don't freaking don't take it to the bank, because I might not. If it's wrong, it's because she said it was. Okay. But anyway, she said that she had joined her Patreon, and she apparently sent Marissa a message or called her, left her a message, and asked her to call her, and Marissa never did. I'm just saying, so she left her Patreon, and I guess went over to the House of Williams. I don't know, loved her all up, but I don't know. I just remember seeing Marissa. I mean, she's been around for, longer than just 3 or 4 months. Anyway, I don't know, but so. Let me turn that down a little bit so we can get back to my story here. So when Marissa found out that Marza has Michelle's passwords to everything, she shit her pants last night. And she ended up calling Valentina Marza. And, but, instead of calling Michelle, which should have been the one she went to, but whatever, she called Marza. And says, what do anyway, Marza was offended when she figured out it was Marissa. She's like, are you recording me or have me on live? And Marissa said, yes. So she hung up on her. And then she went and told Michelle. And that's why Michelle was so with her pants on fire last night, when she got so upset because Valentina, Marza, apparently called her after Marissa did that. And Michelle was asleep, got up out of bed. And honey, we all saw what happened after that. Another 9-hour live of some crazy shit. Can I just say? Oh, crazy stuff. That girl's cracker completely slid off her freaking cracker. And anywho, that's a whole nother story. But so anyway, Marissa, is live streaming her most of the time last night, and antagonizing her a little bit. But look, I'm not taking up for Michelle or Marissa, because look, they both dished it out. Michelle can absolutely give it as good as she gets. And yeah, maybe she says things sometimes that I wouldn't say, and most people wouldn't say. But when we're mad, everybody has that. Flo Nightingale, hello and welcome to my little cooking show today. Thank you for coming. But she, says things sometimes, and look, I say things that's not cool at times too. So anywho, to each their own. We all handle stuff our own way and differently. You know what I mean? And if you look to take a rise in it, you can always find something that anybody says and run with it and think that it's just freaking crazy, right? Cancel them out. But anyway, Marissa was, a little peeved at saying that Marza can't be trusted and all that shit. I don't know the lady, but anyway, so when Marissa decides to show her tatas this morning on Michelle's live, and then that ended, and then they got back together and they made the peace treaty. Well, while they were in the peace treaty, Marissa tried to warn her about Marza, and I think Michelle referred to Marza as not Valentino, but as what did she call? Oh, Wizard of Oz. Why? But anyway, she also told Marissa that Marissa was 72 years old, which surprised me because that's good for her for being able to do what she's doing and be on have her faculties about her, be on YouTube at 72. I probably won't be able to do that. But anyway, that's what Marissa. She goes from saying that she doesn't lie. Dysfunctional playground. Hello, thank you for coming in. Good God, Marissa and Amber really got payback today. Marissa might be in jail for this. That was crazy too, right? Calling 911 service, and Amber got bullied to the point of being triggered. Okay, well, I had my own little shit with Miss Amber. So she had my name in the title one day, and Commander Ender Turkey, Amy Jane. Hello, thank you. MGL showed her say, yeah. So, gosh, I lost my train of thought. What was I saying? I forgot what I was saying. What was I talking about? They said this gets worse too as you get older. And I haven't smoked any wacky weed in probably 55 days. I'm not quitting. I think I'm just gonna. Last couple times I smoked it, I just kind of like didn't really enjoy it. So, anywho, I'm going to, you know, wait and see. But anyway, so I can't blame it on that. Oh yeah, Amber. Thank you, Angelina. So I, Jeff says I don't like that, Amber. I know. So listen. Oh yeah, very condescending. Absolutely. You should have been. I don't know if y'all saw it, but one day Marissa had her own panel, and they were talking smack about somebody else having a bunch of different baby daddies with their kids, and Amber said, "Well, I've got all three of my kids have different dads," and my Marissa says, "What?" And she's like, "Yeah, I got three baby daddies or four, however many kids she's got. She's got that many baby daddies with them." So it was funny because Marissa did not hide her, "Oh my gosh, bitch, you are fucking trashy" look. You know what I mean? I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that look that she gave her. So, but anyway, she had my name in her title, and she was actually going to react to a video I had done. And so I went over and I just listened at first, before I didn't type in chat. And she was just getting started. And so I asked if, oh, Lisa V, thank you. Thank you. I said, can you drop a link? Can I come up? Since oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, about the time I was getting ready to go up, MGL went up. And so I was backstage waiting, and Amber told Marissa, hey, I've got a diamond cutter backstage. Marissa says, oh no, do not let her up. If you let her up, I'm getting down. I'm getting down. I'm not gonna be up here with her. And I'm like, bitch, why? Why are you not gonna be up here with me? Why are you scared of little old me, bitch? Why little old me? I'm not gonna do anything. But anyway, Marissa wouldn't have it. So Amber says, I'm sorry, diamond cutter. So the next day, so anyway, Marissa controlled that chat. If you can believe it, she controlled that chat that day. So she ends up having to postpone that live until the next day. So she had part two. So I went in again and I said, can I have a link? And she said, yeah, yeah. And so I went up and yes, Amber used to be on Sherelle's channel and talk mad shit about Marissa to Sherelle, and actually got a bunch of shit stirred up between Sherelle and Marissa. I'm just saying she did. And Marissa's talked some shit about Amber too lately, and I don't know if it don't get back to her or what, but I think that they just tolerate each other and use each other for whatever they can get. Leah Dell official, hello and welcome. So anyway, I went up on panel and I said, I just want to, because, the day before when Marissa was up there, she threw, hello, blank screen, welcome, babe. She threw out all this bullshit, Marissa did, about how she said, I don't even know what happened to me in Barnyard. I mean, to me, it was trivial. You don't know what happened, bitch. Well, do you fucking not listen? I mean, how many videos do I have to make? And how many damn times do I have to freaking point it out? And the fact that you don't, oh, remember what it was about is all I need to know. I mean, seriously. So it's going to be very interesting. Band-aid memories. How are you, babe? Oh, what did you say? Oh, well, I'm glad you're listening, sugar. I'm glad you're listening. Oh, are you watching the Michelle show? But anyway, so I have to say, Penelope was in chat, and she was Penelope and they were tearing me up. Saying I told my side of how it all panned out and how it all worked out. and did not lie. And of course, they were all in chat saying that I was lying. Hello, Makeup Mobster, saying that I was lying. And Aaron Lee, good to see you. That I wasn't telling the truth, which I was. And then that Penelope lady starts talking about my bush, and about me sleeping naked, and about how I would rather be with women than I had men. So I knew who she'd been listening to. You know what I mean? So anyway, I didn't type in chat or whatever. I just saw it afterwards. So not not long after that, Penelope went up under one of my videos and left me a message and said, and a link, and said, "Hey, if you want to know the truth about Michelle's divorces, follow this link or whatever." And so I just, did not care to hear that shit. So I pinned it over to my community post, and what I wrote, I put on there because and it was something along the lines about, look, first of all, Marissa was wrong for doing a lady like that. What kind of life coach would, if because look, I like Michelle, but I most definitely think that, she comes across as a little unhinged at times. You know what I mean? I'm just saying, it is what it is. At times she seems fine, but at times there is like she's fragile. And, personally, I'm not going to push someone that I even think is a little bit like that. You know what I mean? Because first of all, I don't want that on my hands. And second of all, I'm going to try to help them and not hurt them. So you would think that a life coach would absolutely know that and have some morals, but not Marissa. So anyway, I basically said that. And I said, Penelope, I don't need to watch the video. All I want to know is, I think if you guys would leave her alone, she would leave y'all alone. But what I want to know is, are you going to be okay with having that on your hands if something was to happen? So she, goes back in there and writes, and it says that Michelle come at her first and all this stuff. And I wrote back and said, I don't know, don't care about that, because that's really not important to me who started first. It's about doing what's right, treating somebody with respect and dignity. You know what I mean? That's what it's all about. And I don't give a shit if she went for you first. Consider the source and what's going on. Okay. The lady is lonely. She's going through a divorce. She's not in a good way. So Penelope wrote that. And I said, and by the way, Penelope, I've never uttered your name or said anything about you. So what is your excuse for going at me the other day saying some really nasty and vile things? And I have to say, she wrote back and she apologized and told me that she was wrong and for that, and she sincerely apologized. And look, whether she meant it or not, I don't care. I felt like she did. And look, I appreciated that, because I think it takes a lot for a lot of people, certain people, to apologize. And I appreciate that. I absolutely appreciated her apology. And she said, and by the way, I just want you to know, I heard you whenever you talked on Amber's channel the other day. I heard you and I was listening. And look, that's all I wanted, was for somebody, just for them to listen, because there's two sides, well, actually, what, three sides? There's her side, my side, and the truth or whatever. But there's other sides to every story. So I was glad that and look, Amber didn't interrupt me. She was very cordial to me. So I mean, I have personally, you know, she's been a little smart ass to me in comments and stuff since then. But as far as personally, she's been cool. But anyway, boy, getting her a long way around. Hey, let me do my eggs real quick. I'll before I get sidetracked and have this without no eggs in it. So real quick. But anyway, and I'll finish playing. Actually, I'm just gonna I'm just finish my play. But I just think that I honestly think that if that could have been handled like what Marissa did this morning, just listening to Michelle, listening to her, that could have been, hey, that was done in the very beginning, which is what I said. Look, she just wants to be heard. You know what I mean? I think that, all this crazy shit could be, avoided. And then Marissa wants to say, she's around a bunch of dangerous people. Fuck you, bitch. We are no more dangerous than your ass. And girl, I don't know who you think you're trying to convince that you're not in the drama community. Bitch, you are the drama community. Can I just tell you that? Your ass is the DRA in drama. Good Lord. I'm not part of the drama community. Bitch, you are so full of it. Keep telling yourself that. Keep telling yourself that. Look, I'd love nothing more than for you to not, be in a different community than I am. Love nothing more for that. But bitch, you right here with the best of us. 2, 4, 6, 7, 8. Who do you appreciate? I'll start with 8. And normally I put a little milk and sour cream and mayonnaise in my scrambled eggs when I beat them. But I'm not going to do that today because I'm adding it to all this good stuff. So let me put a little water, just a teeny bit. And I guess if you don't like scrambled eggs, you can put them in there and fry them. But I like my yolk. I don't like it running. And I like, once again, I'm not even gonna be eating this shit, but I'm making it like I would like it, just in case I have to get a piece. After I put it on there, I'll see if I need more. Get it down in the grooves and the cracks. Mm-mm. I think that's gonna be good. Okay, I'm gonna put a little bit more seasoning, put some cheese on it, and then I'll sit down and finish my story. Garlic, keep vampires away. You know. Werewolves, cuckoos. Cuckoos, that's what we used to call a boogeyman. Boogie, boogie, boogeyman. Okay. I don't measure nothing. I'm just saying that ain't enough. Oh, so I found, okay, that was like Monterey and Colby Jack or whatever. This is hot habanero. It is warm. Let me just tell you, habanero. I just discovered this not long ago, and let me tell you, it's good. But it is definitely hot. But let me get this on here, and I'm gonna put the lid on it, and then let it cook for probably 8 or 10 minutes with the lid on, and then I will take it off the heat and let it sit. Well, I'm not going to eat any of mine anyway, but if I was making it for breakfast, let it sit before I cut into it. Okay. Okay, boys and girls, got that done. Oh, I just saw the fungus among us. My husband loves mushrooms, and I don't like fungus among us. I forgot to add those. I might have to eat a piece just because I made it for me, not him. Okay, so here we go. Here we go. I'm gonna finish playing the rest of this. It ain't long. It's only a couple minutes. But y'all, if y'all sitting around, you better raise your damn pants leg up because the shit is getting deep on this video.
She's 73 years old, and you see how mean she spoke to me?
First of all, Marza was not mean to her. I heard the whole thing.
See the difference?
Such a lie.
Years old, she's my mother's age.
So?
Let me tell you something. When you get older, you're supposed to be like sweeter and nicer. Exactly. If anything, I'm way too honest. Honestly, if Mallory was here, she'd be like, oh, let her learn on her own. Let her learn on her own.
Too sweet,
I was patient because I know that all she ever wanted was to talk to me one-on-one.
So she admits that.
I gave that to her.
I gave that to her. Like she fucking, man, let me just tell y'all something.
Absolutely, if you want to come up, you can come up.
If there was a way to go through your phone and bitch slap somebody, I would have went through my phone and bitch slapped that bitch when she said that. But there's no way to do it, and I'm not a fighter anyway. But anyway, for her to freaking just lie, man, if that, you can tell she's lying if her damn mouth is moving. But for her to say that you generally get nicer when you get older, that's so not true. I mean, depending on what your ailment is when you get older, I know several people that are elderly that are mean as damn rattlesnakes. I mean, that ain't always true. But I heard what Martha said. I mean, she was not happy whenever she found out Marissa was recording or had her on live, and she just hung the phone up. She didn't cuss her out. She wasn't rude to her. And if y'all think that she was, and I heard it wrong, by all means, let me know. But I didn't think that she was mean at all. But Marissa, here she goes, freaking something that we all heard, or the ones that was listening heard. But she wants to spin it now and say how mean and rude she was to her, and she so fucking wasn't. Okay. Anywho.
But you know what? Baby steps.
Somebody's coming
listen,
up.
I don't want this girl. Listen, just remember that she's being surrounded by bad people.
Oh yeah, we're bad people.
And she's trying to do the YouTube thing. And Listen, I can forget all the stupid things. She's nonsense. Listen, the
I didn't think she was
nonsense
rude either, Jada.
jabs at me. I can forgive that. I can forget. I don't care. It doesn't bother me. But honestly, I know how this works. Old people get worse.
She does that worse because she is no all see all MGL, right?
I just want to apologize, Marissa, for screaming.
Oh, so Robin is up there, Millette.
It's just like
the lady that she was going to move here.
I feel like I need to defend myself sometimes, and
because her and Michelle had words in the beginning,
taking hits at me, and I've always just been concerned.
Andrew, is Andrew in here?
Sure. And
Andrew
so
Smith?
the first day I was concerned, and she took a jab at me the first day about my chin, and it was nothing but kind then, and I've never, have I said shady shit, but like it's been that tit for tat, but I'm just tired, like, come on. I apologize to everyone for screaming.
I don't blame her for screaming because Michelle was being plain ass fucking rude to her. I mean, Michelle was out of line and she's not been talking to her, this lady, like that. I'm just saying.
To everyone and to you, in disrespect for screaming like that. All the things that have been said that are just not true. Everybody wants to believe the worst. I couldn't believe that Laura was saying, I didn't know that she even had an opinion about you working for me and that I wasn't paying you. I was like,
okay, I gotta tell y'all this real quick. So last night, I don't know if y'all caught this, but Marissa was streaming Michelle, and Laura comes in her chat and she says, am I blocked in here? Am I blocked in here? And so several mods or subscribers write, no, I can see you. I can see you. Well, Marissa never acknowledges it. Okay. And Laura sat there for probably 5 minutes and didn't say anything else. Didn't know if she left the chat or if she's still there. But then all of a sudden, $9.99 super chat popped up on MGL's thing. And she said, Laura, from Laura, she said, and I think that's the first time I ever saw Laura super chat anybody. She says, hey, I saw where you reached out about the candles. Now, this is what I think happened. I don't know, but Save Robbie got some from Laura the other day, and he did a reveal and open, and him and MGL talked. So I assume or figured, maybe I might be wrong, that she said something to Save Robbie, and Save Robbie said something to Laura like, oh, MGO is asking about your candles. That's what I think that was all about. Laura's just looking for any way to get in. But anyway, I might be wrong about that. But anyway, Laura says, I saw where you reached out about the candles, and look, we don't have to be friends to do business together. I'm doing some great candles or some shit like that. Hit me up. So Marissa, I didn't see her acknowledge it, and it was up there and then gone away, and Marissa had not acknowledged it. So I don't know if she ever acknowledged Laura or not, but I thought to myself, I just saw Laura a couple of days ago in somebody else's chat and defending MGL, saying that how she, saved her with her business and promoted her candles and all that shit. So anyway, I think Laura's just laying the ground. I'm sure Laura misses, MGL buying those damn freaking Cracker Jack looking things. You know what I mean? Anyway, back to business.
Completely taken by surprise with that. Like, what did she know about you and I? Right, yeah, and she's another one. She was calling me a scammer on Tia's the other night, Why?
Thank you, J-Dubs.
Why are you a scammer? How is it? All right, you people need to stop with this word, scammer.
Really, bitch, I'm sure.
You want to know something? You don't know what a fucking scammer is until you meet these. Listen, I'll introduce you to a girl named Melissa. All right?
Melissa Schumann?
Who believes she was talking to fucking Johnny Depp. She was talking to real fucking scam artists. How about one of my clients in Europe tried to get me a pug? Here I am at the fucking airport, Newark Airport, my husband and son, circling the fucking airport.
Can I just tell y'all, that was freaking hilarious. That was, when I was coming into the scene, I was watching. That bitch walked all around that damn airport. I'm not kidding you. Holding that phone, and it looked like she was a damn bobblehead going back and forth. Instead of going like that, she was going back and forth, walking through that damn airport. Cheese Love, if you're talking about me, I don't know how other chats are for you, but baby, the door revolves The same way you come in, it goes out the same way. So if you don't like what I'm saying or don't like what you're hearing here, you're welcome to leave the same way you come in. Okay, just don't let the door hit you on the ass. If you're talking about me, if you're not, then I stand corrected. So anyway, do y'all remember that? Her walking to the airport looking for that damn, even went to baggage claim, like they're gonna have a little dog in a carrier. Look, she knew before she went up there that that lady that got scammed. That girl went to that dude's house. Oh, okay, thank you. Sorry, I didn't mean to be ugly, but sitting on edge today. I had to wait before I could go live.
Looking for this bug that did not fucking exist. That was heartbreaking.
Okay, here she comes.
Broke my fucking heart.
Oh.
I had the name picked out. I had the fucking collar. I had everything. I had clothes. I had everything.
Oh, yeah.
Her name was gonna be Olive.
Mm-hmm.
Looked just like Violet. And you want to know something? I don't like Barnyard. I can't stand her. I have zero respect for that woman at this point. Never want to talk to her ever again. But guess what? I got my
What,
dog.
bitch?
That was it. That's all it was meant to be.
Mm-hmm.
That's all it was meant to be. And I had to accept that. And guess what? You move on. But yes, Robin, to say that she was begging for this job, listen, she can always be my assistant. That's fine.
So, first of all, zero respect for me. Baby, let me just tell you something. I ain't got no respect for you. But if she thinks that shit's bothering me, so she kind of contradicts herself. She says that she's got zero respect for me, never wants to talk to me again. Well, you don't have to worry about that. And then she says that it was hard to accept, but she finally accepted it. Okay, what is it? So I was a good friend to her, and I know that, and I sleep well at night. I have no qualms, or I don't stay up worrying about, well, did I do something wrong? The only thing I did wrong was hanging with that bitch as long as I did. I should have went with my gut feeling when I was getting a little gut. I should have went with them sooner than I did. But anywho, you live and learn, right, guys? You live and learn. So I don't know what else is on here. It's not much longer.
You cannot live and work at a
I guess that's it. So I just did a little screen grab this morning from her whenever she was on there. This was after the makeup, but like I said, I think that makeup was. Oh, and if y'all hadn't seen Kiki Ramblin's video she put up, you need to watch it. It's freaking hilarious. I'll leave it in the a link to it in my chat. But if she was very very funny, but I think Marissa made up with her because she, for one, she probably knew that Michelle didn't go put that strike or whatever against her, because Michelle obviously had no idea what she was doing, even with Benny emailing it to her. I think it was pretty obvious to everybody that Michelle wasn't gonna do it right then. So I think Marissa was like put the peace treaty out there probably to keep Michelle from you know putting a strike against her, and or maybe a little bit of both. She is like thinking that if something does happen to Michelle, that she doesn't want that on her hands and she'll be blamed for it. But so I was a little confused. Did they call the okay, so after this morning, after oh gosh, after the titty show, after Marissa showed her watermelons, did she call the cops on Michelle again? So I know that somebody said the cops went back out there, or went out there today. Drop it like it's hot. Drop it like it's hot, Ginger Locks. Okay, I'm gonna show you guys something in case y'all missed it. I'm gonna do the video and then I'll just upload the video. But this is my Navage. I guess that's how you say it. That's how I'm gonna say it, Navage. Kind of like Target. Tammy, hello, welcome. Lisa Jones, welcome. Thank you guys for coming in. Oh, the police went there today? Well, okay. First of all, did y'all see the Kool-Aid? I didn't see it live, but I saw where the Kool-Aid clipped Marissa, like going after that damn lady, the dispatcher. I mean, this is Marissa Disney. Bitch, it don't matter. I think she's the laughing stock of her damn town. But I couldn't believe she was talking to that dispatcher lady like that. Could not believe it. And it was so funny when she said, "No, ma'am, all 50 calls come from your live." And I thought that was funny. Funny as heck. Okay, I got it turned off. But let me get some water. Yeah, I thought that was quite interesting. Anyway, this is like a neti pot. You put the saline packets in it, and you have to turn your head and all that. But this was got battery powered, and you put the water in it, and this little saline thing. Where's that at? I thought I brought one in here. All right. So it come with like instructions that you can't put this. The neti pot has a powder, a saline powder. But this is like a liquid, but it says it had a big warning thing on here that you can't put. I do use a Kleenex. I use it, but I want to get that shit clean. You hear me? I want to get it clean because whenever I cut I don't wear a mask when I mow the lawn and weed eat, and I get dirt all over me. And if I blow my nose at night after mowing, I have like brown and black stuff. So I want to clean it out. But it says that you can't put, however it goes in, you can't peek or anything because once you push this little lid down, it's on like Donkey Kong. You got to get that thing up in your nose. And so it pulls the water. So I put water in it. It pulls the water from here and it pulls it through the nasal thing and it puts it down here in the reservoir. And I'm not going to show y'all if I have any boogie woogies in there. I'm not going to be nasty and show y'all, but I'm going to show y'all the thing, the whole procedure. So before I was watching YouTube videos before I started like, being a little creator, messing around with it. But anyway, my niece told me one day, when I say my niece, she's not uh, like way younger than me. She's only like 6 or 7, 8 years younger than me. But we're real tight. I like half raised her when she was growing up. But anyway, she was over at my house one day and she said, I watched this video of these people that they did an enema with coffee. And she said, I want to try it. And I said, coffee? And she said, yeah. And I said, so she shows me the video. Well, there's lots of videos with these people doing coffee enemas. And so my dad had prostate cancer. Anywho, I'd never had an enema in my life, but maybe I'd had a fleet. I don't know. I don't remember having one, but if I had, it was a little fleet enema. But anyway, my mom, when they said, you're going to have to use, you have to have one of those bags like Papa used to have, my dad. And so I said, oh, I'm sure Mom still got the one he had. So here we go. Ooh, over to my mom's. And I told her, I said, I'm going to do me a coffee enema. And she said, a coffee enema? And I said, yes, ma'am. So I told her about it. She said, Lord, Lord. So she gives me all that stuff. And here we go. Well, I didn't know how to use one of those bags. But anyway, the video that we watched showed that you're supposed to use organic coffee. Well, maybe all I had was some Folgers. So I didn't have time to go to the store and get no organic. So I brewed me up some Folgers. And I told Tammy, my niece, I said, bitch, I said, we're going to let this cool down because I sure ain't going to do it with with it warm, hot, be burning my butt. So here we go. So, when I say that, I say things sometimes, well, I don't have mind putting my business out there. So here we go. We go to the bathroom and so she's like peeing laughing. Like she's laughing so hard. She's funnier than the whole situation was just with her laughing. So she's like laughing so hard. She's like, oh my God, I'm on video this, I'm on video this. So I get in the bathtub and I like, kind of lay down in the bathtub and she's got the enema bag with the, you put it on the hose. There's like a little clamp thing on there. And before the water starts flowing. Anyway, I get down and I get down in the bathtub and she can't wait. She like releases that thing. And I'm like, and she's like, and I'm waiting, you know what I mean? Like I'm waiting to feel something. I said, I don't feel anything. I don't feel, should I be feeling something? Well, you also, what we didn't know, you also have to have the bag, and I don't know whether higher or lower, but anyway, it has to be off center of your ass. So we finally figured that out. I think we had to watch some more of the video, but we figured it out. So she got the bag, and girl, boys and girls, let me just tell you, I felt it. When I felt it, I felt it. I said, oh shit, bitch, I feel it. I feel it. Well, you're supposed to like hold it in as long as you can. And she is laughing so hard at the faces I'm making. And I'm like trying to hold that crap in, coffee and crap. So anyway, we go. I said, get your butt out here, get your ass out of here. I can finish the rest of it myself. So whenever I got laid there as long as I could. And I'm gonna tell you something. It's amazing how fast it make you think you got to go and you can't hold. I was worried if I was gonna be able. I'm just gonna be honest with y'all. I was worried if I was gonna be able to get my butt up off that tub and make it to the toilet right next to it without having an accident because it felt like pressure. But I did. I managed to make it safely, and I did my business. And I have to say, I was disappointed. It wasn't um, earth shattering, wasn't anything spectacular. So I was telling my niece, I said, okay, I said, that was a big freaking flop. She's like, well, I said, we did something wrong. She said, I'm telling you, it was that you should have used fucking organic coffee. So we, I go and buy organic coffee the next time. So I start watching some more videos that night. And there's people that get addicted. They get hooked on, I guess it's kind of like taking a laxative, but they get hooked on the blah, blah, blah. Oh, well, Jeff, I got to tell you something. I don't know if you've seen the new enemas, but they're like this big. They're like 10.90. I don't think I have any here, but let me just tell you, I could not believe it. I bought some just because they were so damn cute, but no, literally, they're like the fleet enemas are like this 10.90 now. I don't know how they got all that stuff in one little bottle to make it work, but apparently they did. But so I started watching these videos, and these people they get like hooked on it. Some people do 2 to 3 a day. A day. They do it morning, noon, and night, just like my mama brews her coffee. She has some in the morning, some around 1, and then she generally has some decaf late in the evening. These people do that. So I think they're like hooked on these enemas like damn laxatives. So anyway, we got some organic coffee, and we did it again. And I guess I had a little bit better results, but the moral of this story is I didn't get hooked on it. Thank God I didn't. It's not like my nose and my ear obsession where I want everything cleaned out. I care less about that. You know what I mean? Oh yeah. So my mom, anyway, my niece videoed it, and she said, I said maybe I'll upload this as a how-to. Because I mean, when I got in the bathtub, I had like I think I had a sports bra on and a pair of shorts or whatever. I mean, I wasn't in there butt naked, and I said maybe I'll upload this as a how-to. And she's like, yeah, that would be cool. Of course, whether she thought it was or not, if she thought that I could embarrass myself any, that bitch would be doing it. So she anyway, I went to okay, so where I lived, the internet was crappy. So I tried to upload that video that she recorded, but I didn't know then at the time that you had to have a channel. So I tried to just upload. I don't know what I was doing, but I went down to my neighbors and sat in their driveway for probably an hour that night trying to get that dang video to upload. And thank God it never did. But anyway, my brother said I was telling him about it. He's 2 years younger 2 years, yeah, 2 or 3 years younger than me, but he thinks that, I do crazy stuff. Anyway, he's like, I would have disowned you if you'd done that. He said, oh my God, I would have disowned you. So anyway, I didn't, but she still got it. And she was just like sending me a little clip of it the other day. And she's like, bitch, do you remember this? And I said, how could I forget? How could I forget? Whenever Hondo or Jeff or somebody teaches me how to share videos on here through StreamYards, I have got some funny ass videos to show y'all. Let me just tell y'all something. I'm the prankster in the family. My brother, he's 2 years younger than me. Well, he had a birthday party at his house. He cooked steaks and I wasn't going to go, but his daughter come over and said, "Come over to Dad's. Come over to Dad's." And Portia, what's wrong, doll? And so he had been over fixing my plumbing a few days prior to that. And my sister was over visiting, and my sister and me like to smoke those left-handed cigarettes every now and again. So I think we had smoked one, and she was sitting outside smoking cigarettes, and was going to fix the sink in my bathroom, and he was sitting anyway. Earlier that day, I got this at and this is the truth. I would tell you if it was different, but I had a strap on, and it was a big red one, and the whole thing strap on, and I got it as a gag gift. Don't remember where I got it at, but yeah, we can do private. Heck yeah, yeah, Jeff, you show me, but earlier I had like messed with my sister with it. So anyway, he had asked me to go out to his truck and get a tool out of his truck that he needed to fix my pipe so he didn't have to get up and down. I said, okay, I'll be right back. So I go out there not thinking anything. So I spot it in my washroom and I said, Diane, that's my sister. I said, bitch, he's sitting on his ass on the floor. I'm fixing to put this on and go take him to do you video and I'm fixing to stick it in his ear. So here we go. So I had kind of like hold a towel or something up in front of me, and I've got that thing on, and I go, and he's like sitting down on the floor, and he's got his hand out like that, and I just freaking flopped that thing over in his hand, and he kind of looked, and then he jerked his hand, and I like tried to put it in his ear, and he like beat the hell like trying to get up off that floor. It was, let me tell you, he left my sink broke. He would not fix it. And my sister didn't even capture the shit on video because she was laughing so damn hard that she hit off instead of record. So it didn't even record. So that's why I can't show y'all that video. But for his birthday, I did a little special treat, and I'll just leave it there. But anyway, I got some funny videos. And then when me and Mark got together, he we dated when we were in school 30 something years ago. 38. We were, well, he was a senior, 11th grade and senior, and I was in the just getting into high school in the 9th grade. We had a class together, and we dated, and and then he graduated, moved on several years, 2 years before me, and like how I tell it. So I went on with my life, he went on with his. So over 30 years later, we reconnect, and anyway, the rest is history. But whenever we were first getting together, he had his late wife. She passed away. He had, and look, we live in Pascagoula, Mississippi. We are right here in city limits. She had bought him. He wanted a dog for a pet, so she bought him a blue heeler. Y'all, blue heelers are damn herding dogs. People in the country, we had them, red heelers and blue heelers growing up. They herd animals. That's, you don't have one in a damn house in Pascagoula. I mean, we've got a yard, but it's not like they can go herd something. Maybe herd the squirrels, but anyway, yeah. So blue heeler. So he, was telling me, I just want you to know, she's like hadn't been around his late wife. She was like a loner, and they didn't have friends coming over. She didn't ever want to come over here. I think she had that aphrodisiac the thing. She didn't want to like leave the house. So anyway, the dog wasn't exposed to other people very much. So the fucking dog was batshit crazy. But anyway, he was telling me how many weird things the little dog had. And so he's like telling me, well, you can't. Chica was the dog's name. Chica Lika. He said she don't like it when you use the ice maker. She don't like it when you tear tinfoil. She didn't like it when the doorbell would ring. Just crazy things, everyday things that you do every day in your life. And she would go crazy, show teeth, and like go berserko. And his late wife wouldn't let her like go outside in the backyard's fenced in. She wouldn't like let her go out there and just hang out for a little bit. She like made her and then wipe her paws and stuff. Anyway, wrong kind of dog is all I'm saying. So he was telling me all this, and I said, "Well, look, I'm just going to tell you, they can't be but one bitch in the house, and that is going to be me." They had so just jokingly. Anyway, um, my niece comes down, and it had to be around St. Patty's Day because for some reason I was going to show her my Irish dance, and the videos are hilarious. Her laughing is what's so dang funny about it. But the dog attacked me. The dog was bonkers, did not like me. So luckily when she met her demise and went to little doggy heaven, rest in soul, Chica Wika, we weren't here. We were out of town at my mom's, and his mom would come down. She lives right down the road. She would come down and let Chica out, a couple times a day, fed her, all that. So it was early one Sunday morning, early, and his mom called. And I could tell by his tone that Chica Wika had met, went to heaven. But the funny thing is I bitched about how crazy she was so much that I still got blamed for it. Everybody like joked and said, "Oh, you poisoned the dog before you left." I didn't do it. I wouldn't do that. But I'm not gonna say, I mean, the bitch was crazy. Let me tell y'all, my brother and his wife come down to visit, and they were in the spare bedroom. The next morning, whenever I got up and coming in through the kitchen, and he's sitting in the bedroom with the door open, sitting on the bed. And he's like, "Thank God." I said, "What?" He said, "I have been about, I got to," he went to pee that night, and the dog was laying in the hallway in between his door and the bathroom door. And she was so, I mean, she was a big full size dog. She was so big that she would like show her. He freaking didn't go pee. He was waiting. He said, I wasn't about to freaking get attacked. Just want to go pee. He said, I've been holding it. I got to go. He said, I done filled up one water. I gave him bottles of water that night. He said, I done filled up one water bottle. Oh, Lord. Oh, Chica. She lived up to her name. The old Lord. No. Oh, let me see if I can get my pan of stuff and show y'all the end result here without dumping it on the floor like a dirty little whore. Okay. So I usually cut it like a pie, but you can cut it however. But okay, let me get this condensation off. Should I cut a little slice and show you guys? Let me get this little puppy up. Hold on a second. Look at that. Look at that. Let me see if I can get the shade off of it. I'll cut it and see what it looks like. I guess it's kind of like a breakfast casserole. It'd be good. This would be good to make on Christmas morning, because you could take like a pie slice of this and you could add more eggs to it, like make an omelet out of it, because it's got everything's cooked. It's got everything in it. Just saying, throwing out some little suggestions here. Let me get my little buggy. I cleaned this drawer out. This is my storage drawer. I clean it out all the time. But somehow it get stuff put in the front door there. I don't know who would have done that. Mr. Bester. Okay. I'm good. Oh yeah, baby. Oh yeah. Okay. Voila. Let me see if I can get the shade or however off of it. Can y'all see that? Can y'all just see that? How beautiful. It looks good. Potatoes and all. Oh, when we used to go camping, I don't know if you guys have ever been to St. George. I mean, not St. George. Oh my gosh, I can't. It's by Lake Mead. It's gosh, we used to go there all the time. It's dried now. It's dried up. Not the Hoover Dam, but Lake Powell. It borders. It was a man-made lake, and it borders Arizona, Nevada, and Utah. Beautiful. We had a boat, so we would go there for. Oh my gosh, that place is like pictures don't do it justice. Anywho, I don't know if y'all ever, but we used to go camping all the time, and we would either stay on the boat out in the water, or we would find a camp spot, depending on what time of year, because honey, it gets hot. If you think it's hot in here, it is hot up there, dry heat. But I would make, before we would go camping, I would make up I would cook ham, bacon, sausage, whatever, and do scrambled eggs and add just like a lot of it and put it in a Ziploc bag, and then take tortillas and flour tortillas, and then heat them on the stove, the campfire in the morning. Put some of that bacon stuff in there, eggs, mash, whatever, and roll it up and have your little breakfast burrito. So this is kind of like it. It's just in a more presentable state. Hey, Mercedes girl, welcome. Welcome. What have I been missing in chat? What have I been missing? Has anybody went over to see how Michelle's doing on her birthday? Has anybody super chatted her? Or whatever, gave her any money? I appreciate y'all for hanging out with me. I do. Good one, Lisa. What was going on? Lisa, what did you do, girl? What did you do? Blank screen, how are you? Blank screen, I'm sorry that MGL, I mean, I don't know if that was you or what, but but I'm sorry that she's like went for you and did that. I mean, look, I don't, for what I've seen, you ain't done anything to deserve that. But it kills me how she's like, I don't dox, I don't. Yeah, you do. Yeah, you. For her to tell Michelle that she didn't dox her address, bullshit, she didn't. She so did that, but she gets her minions to do it, get her information. Oh, and she said the other day that nobody would ever know who her investigators are that are part of Hills on the Ground, because they are a retired law enforcement that actually believe in the job that her and Justin and whoever else is involved in it does. Bitch, come on now. First of all, I don't believe that. I don't believe that for 1 minute. I don't know who would be proud of that because you make a mockery and a spectacle of everywhere you go, every case you've touched. Then I heard her claim that she is the reason that Don Wells is in jail. And the reason Candace left YouTube was because Marissa got in her face and told her about herself. I don't know how much smoke blows up her butt at night, but it is too much. I mean, she really truthfully takes all these situations and tries to spin it like she is responsible for it. I'd be so embarrassed to tell that stuff and to say the stuff that she said. But for her to sit up there and say that she doesn't do that, so freaking, man, she is, she's crazy. And look, I know Mallory feels sorry for her. She feels like everybody's coming for her. Well, I'm just here to tell you, you get what you give. You know what I mean? You get what you give in life. And this should be a sign to her that people are fed up and people are tired of her crap and it's not going to be tolerated anymore. That should be a sign to her. But instead, we're just making her rich and making her famous. But I don't feel sorry for her. I don't feel sorry for her. I think she's manipulative and I think that she has brought everything that she's got coming down on her, she has brought it on herself. Uh, that's just how I feel. Sorry, not sorry. Yeah, if you're talking about mine, Tammy, it is called like a scramble, but I call it bramble, a bramble, like a breakfast scramble. But you call it breakfast casserole. Um, I don't know if you Googled it. Oh, let me see if you could, if it what comes up if I did put in bramble. Let me see. I thought Jenny Jen Jen Hondo. I thought she was gonna. Oh, and also I was like so. A while ago, she come in Mallory's chat, and I just like I love me some Jenny Jen Jen. So I don't have a dog in that race, but I thought she was going live tonight with that one of Dolly's exes. Did they decide to cancel that? Oh, Googling for Bramble. Let's see. Oh, let me ask. Hondo, are you still in here? Bramble. BLE. Okay, a Bramble recipe for breakfast. Okay. Okay, so there are several different ways you can do it. You can also have a black lemon Dutch bramble. So I guess you can make them sweet or savory. You know what I mean? Uh, there's some skillet berry cobbler. I don't know. That comes up when you pull it up. Okay, there it is. Oh, they cook theirs in the oven. They preheat the oven to 375, and they do it in a cast iron also. So I guess you can put it in the oven, but I mean, oh, I try not to heat up the house because we're still using the air conditioner right now. So but anyway, I was going to ask Hondo or anybody actually that knows. So my mom and my sister finally got internet because they live out in the boonies. So they finally got it to where they offered the internet. Well, my mom being blind, I bought her like the telephones that have the real big buttons on it and you can put the picture on it. I've done everything I can to try to, because she can't see to dial the number. So I got her a jitterbug. Uh, oh gosh, it's for elderly people, a welfare phone. I don't know what kind of phone it is, but it's a jitterbug and it's for people that are on Medicare. And it does the voice to talk, but you had to have. So anyway, she hadn't been able to use it because she didn't have any service out there. But now that she's got it, my sister has an Echo or an Alexa, whatever. Can you use a device like that to have the landline call? Like, can you talk to Alexa and say, "Hey, call so and so," or do you have to have a device in between the Alexa and the landline? Is there like a something that goes in between that, or is there something that you can like? Can you just talk to that and have it dial the land? Of course, naturally, I know the numbers would have to be programmed in and all that stuff, but I don't know. I've been trying to like read up on it and seems like there's like a piece of equipment in between or just a different kind of equipment, like a voice activated thing that you hook up just because my mom has a landline and a cell phone, but I mean, she doesn't ever go nowhere. So she really don't need it. She would rather use the landline is what I'm saying. But if we can't figure it out, I guess she'll just have to use the jitterbug. But do you guys know anything like that about technology? Because I don't know beans from Maloney about it. Okay, if Alexa is connected to your phone, then you can definitely okay, but okay, so I would have to connect it to the phone, and I gotta look because I just bought these phones not long ago. I don't know if they are smartphones, right? I would have to see because I bought extra handsets to go so they could be more than it come with one that has nothing but the pictures on there. It was a weird phone, and then it had just a handheld. So I bought it, got an extra handheld for it. But I'll have to see if they're smart because they would probably have to be smart, huh? So I could like, do you Bluetooth them together? So that's good. Oh, not for landlines. That's what I figured. That's because what I was reading, it was like saying that there's some kind of like box that oxygen P. Oh, thank you. Thank you very much. I'm just an old 54-year-old lady, be 55, trying to get through this old cruel world, But just hanging out my Saturday nights with my friends here. Hmm. But anyway, it had like just a box, but dang, one of them was like, I can't remember. The sucker was like $300, and I'm like, holy moly! I mean, not being ugly or nothing, but my mom is, she's going out. She's not coming in, as she would say. Let me see. I looked at. I said voice connected. Um, thingy. Let's see. Or voice activated for the blind, something like that. Voice activator. Okay, so it was called. Uh, that's not it. Mhm. Let's see. Well, I don't see it now, but like one of them was like 300 something dollars, and um, oh, here it is. Okay, it's called a voice activated phone dialer, $369.77 on Amazon. But this thing you just hook directly to the landline, and you can actually plug in two different phones into this device, and you talk into this, and this dials it. But I mean, I'm kind of wanting to use what I already have, if you know what I mean, and make it work. But instead, I mean, I don't mind getting something extra if I need to, but I sure wasn't wanting to drop 369 pounds on it. I'm just saying, connect Alexa to your phone account. Okay, the landline. Okay, gotcha. Because I know I have a portal, and I took it, and when I was there last time, and I put it in the window and left it, and but you have to go through that goes through Messenger and Facebook, the portal, and not all my mom's family and friends that she wants to talk to is on Facebook. Uh, but that thing you can say, "Hey portal, what's the weather?" But you instead of Alexa, you have to say, "Hey portal," not just you can't say portal, can't say yo. You have to say, "Hey portal," and then you ask it whatever you ask it the weather, anything you would ask Alexa. But when it comes to dialing, and the cool thing on this portal is it follows you like the camera does. If you're moving around or whatever, it follows you through the room. It's cool. Thomas, that's my cat. He scared me. But hey baby. But anyway, I put it in the window and I showed her how it works. But like I said, there's not a whole lot of her family and friends that's on Messenger that you can she can use it with. Okay, all right, sounds good. Well, I'm gonna call. Yay! I get to talk to another one of those special people at AT&T. One of those outsourced calls. That makes me so mad because I mean I have no problem with them answering the phone. I have no problem, but I should be able to understand them, and they will tell you anything you want to hear, and they don't follow through. They don't put the notes in the account, and in order to get somebody that is local within the, uh, you know, 3 states around you, um, you have to kind of go through the cell phone department and do it after hours or on weekends to get like somebody that will actually help you. But it's just frustrating, calling and not being able to first of all understand and know that they're not taking you serious and putting down what you say and all that stuff. It's so frustrating. And then you're on hold forever and you got to repeat it to so many different people. Yeah, it frustrates me. Oh, well, my mom is, let me tell you something. She is something else. Okay, so my, oh, you're not the most hated troll here, blank screen. I love you. I love you. But, um, yeah, she has gotten so like, it's so funny. Like, my dad was like that my whole life, a type wall, you know what I mean? Conscious of, everything he let go of. And I get it, I absolutely get it. But, he was a child of the Depression. So he absolutely lived that life. And, but my mom never really was that bad. But here lately, okay, so I'll preheat the oven, cooking something. And I don't mean to do this, but generally every time I think it is like I'm jinxed there. I will preheat that damn oven, and before I get whatever I've got going in there, something or somebody will call me or need my attention elsewhere, and I will get diverted. And that oven will be, and my mother is like, she is on patrol. She is on freaking preheat oven patrol. And that heifer will turn that damn oven off and swear up and down she didn't do it. And then I gotta wait for it to preheat again. But I told her, I said, Mama, I have the best of intentions is to hurry and get that stuff in there. But people bug me, they aggravate me, they need my attention to do something, and I get sidetracked. But she's not be like that, but she's like, oh, I was making she makes the best chicken salad ever. So I told her, I said, I want you to show me your recipe and show me how you do it. So at the time I was living up there and I had chickens. My sister wasn't living there. And so I had chickens. So the eggs my mom had, which was plenty, I gave her. But anyway, we were doing chicken salad and she was telling me all the steps. And uh, she only boiled 2 eggs to go in it, and I wanted a little bit more egg in it. So I got the little pot out and was fixing to put me a couple more on to boil, and she said, "What are you doing?" And I said, "I am boiling a couple more eggs to go in that chicken salad." She like got so ill about it. She like bit her teeth. She said, "No, you're not. You don't need no more eggs." And I'm like, "Okay, yes, ma'am. I'm sorry." I put them on. I'm like, "Shit, bitch, you got the eggs from me. It ain't like it's costing you anything." But anyway, you know, how people are when they get older. People when they get older, they don't have any patience and they want it then, right then and then. And Scamoosh, oh, she does now. I like putting grapes in mine, but my mom does. She boils her chicken, but when she boils the chicken, she boils it with celery and onions. I don't like that the celery, but you can't tell it's in there whenever she blends it all down. She has one of these little food choppers. It's not the kind you push down. It's one that you turn. And so she puts everything. She puts pecans. She toasts her pecans. She toasts them in the toaster oven, and it does make a difference. And she grinds them up. She puts everything through that little hand turner, and she puts the chicken, the pecans. Um, she makes her own sweet pickles. I mean, I was raised on a farm, but she does her own sweet pickles, and they're so good. But she chops them up, and then she puts them through that. So everything is just like chopped up really fine. So it's chicken. It's not really anything different than what I put in mine, but it's just the way she puts it together. You know what I mean? It's like just her touch on it. Oh my god, it's so good. But it's just chicken, celery, onions, pecans, and egg and 2 eggs and mayonnaise. Like I was gonna that day, I had bought a rotisserie chicken from Walmart, and whenever I showed up to get her to show me how, she's like, "What are you doing with that?" And I said, "I thought we'd just use that instead of." She said, "I'm not. No, ma'am, we're not." She said, "It ain't gonna take no time longer to boil you a few pieces." I said, "Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am." But I was gonna take the shortcut. But I like I started doing this with my turkey, leftover turkey, but I like putting grapes. Oh my gosh, white grapes and pecans, but I don't put mine through a chopper. I just chop it up finely. But mayonnaise, but I do it now with my chicken salad. White grapes is so good to me, and chicken salad or turkey salad, very very good. Lord, I might eat a piece of that dang bramble here before we go talk about all this food. Oh, I love grapes too. Oh well, I'm telling you, I know it's kind of crazy, but it's pretty. They're pretty darn good. My glasses about pulled my hair out. Butter. Oh, my girlfriend's mom put herself in a nursing home. Said she just didn't want to be a nuisance on her kids, and she like signed herself up and put herself in the nursing home. I know. Oh, yeah. My mom is about 2.5 hours away. When my dad passed away, I was living up north, and I was a daddy's girl. So he had prostate cancer, so he was on hospice, and um so, we knew it was coming. We just didn't know when. But my biggest fear was not being there when he passed. That was like, for some reason, I've like obsessed over it. I obsessed over that, and I was like, I'm not gonna. I knew me. I wouldn't be able to. I didn't think I would be able to live with myself, if I wasn't there. So it's, funny how God takes care of things like that. And I luckily was there. But my mom, I was still living up north after my dad died, and my mom and I weren't close when I was growing up. I was a daddy's girl, and me and my mom like butted heads, and so I never was really close to her. But when my dad was sick, I would call, 2 or 3 times a day and check on him whenever I was living up north, and uh, so whenever after he passed away, we got ready to my mom was taking me back to the airport. I had already turned my rental car in because I'd stayed longer than anticipated. And she was taking me to the airport. We stopped by the cemetery. And I don't know if other people do this, but they've had their headstone for years. And they have, a place for her and him. And that's a whole other story I won't talk about. But then on the back of it, they had our children. They had that with all of our names written in the back. So anyway, we stopped by the cemetery on the way to the airport, and we were talking and stuff, and we go to get in the car, and she says, "Well, there's one thing about it." She said, "You won't have to call every day like you were before." She said, "You won't have to call every day." And I remember thinking to myself, "Wow, wow!" It like broke my heart for her to think that she wasn't like important for me to do that. You know what I mean? So I thought to myself, you know what? I'm going to fool you. So I made it a mission of mine, and there wasn't a day. I'm going to tell y'all something. This is no crap. I lived about 1,900 miles away from up north, different from where my mom was at. And I have, at the time, there was two sisters and a brother living within 20 miles of my mom. I knew more about what was going on in my mom's life than my brother and two sisters that lived there. I talked to her, that much. So we really became close. I kind of got to know my mom, and she, I guess, got to know me. So we got, and she started like, I wish you'd move home. I wish you'd move home. I said I would never move back. But you changed like now. I love it. I'm so glad I moved back. And the things I hated and I couldn't wait. I was raised on an 85-acre farm and couldn't wait to not have to pick peas and beans and butter beans and shell them, not have to go to the garden and not have to, fix fence and mess with cows and milk cows. I couldn't wait till not have to do that. And now I relish in that stuff. To me, it's just like the best. You know what I mean? And it's a lot more economical now to like not can and put up, you know what I mean? Unless you're like my brother and you're preparing for doomsday. And I think about that a lot. But I mean, for just two people, it's kind of like a lot of work to, put up. But anyway, I love doing it. So it's funny how you change when you get older and you appreciate things that you didn't appreciate when you were younger. You know what I mean? I looked at it as a burden, and now just like I'm so glad that I have those roots, what I mean? I'm glad that I have that knowledge and, you know, sustainability in case something was to happen. But anyway, I was got off. Oh, so anyway, she was like, want me to move home, want me to move home. So anyway, it come a point in my life that I was able to make that break, and I did. And so I'm glad I did. I'm glad I did. But now I've moved away since I got remarried. I moved away. I'm 2.5 hours from my mom. So I mean, it's not that far to jump in the car, but you know, I try to see her every week. And I talk to her every day, but if I don't see her, I go, I go up and stay a couple days with her. But that's what she always says. A lot of her friends have been put, or they're gone, or they've been put in a nursing home. And I said, Mama, I had, let me see, there was 5 girls, so I have 4 sisters older than me, and then myself, and then my little brother. And I said, as many children as you got, you don't need to worry about going to a nursing home. We're gonna take care of you. But my grandfather, and a lot of people I know was in a home, and I won't ever forget the smell when you walk in one. You know what I mean? No matter if they keep it clean or not, it's just the smell, and it's just such a, I don't know, loneliness, and I don't know. So if we could do it and not put her there, we absolutely are going to do, take care of her and do that. So fortunately, we're able to make that happen. So, but like I was telling you, my friend's mom, um, and I don't know, it made me think whenever she told me that she was doing that, she was putting herself in a nursing home. It made me think, had her kids been acting like they were begrudging of her having to help her, and I didn't ask her, but I thought that because I thought, what person, you know what I mean? But knowing what I know now, I think that she knew that she was like getting sicker than what she had let her family know, and she just didn't want to like burden them. You know what I mean? So that takes a strong will person to do that. To take away their creature comforts and do that. Yeah. Whenever I lived up north, oh my gosh, I would like get so frustrated with them because all I would hear was her telling me that my brother drives right by her house to go to his home, and she would tell me about I ain't seen him, and he just drives by. I don't see. And I called one time and left a really ugly message. I called him and he didn't answer, and I left a really ugly message on his answer machine. And then and I said something ugly about his wife, because she didn't like cook a whole lot. Anyway, I like said something along the lines like, "Look, I know your wife don't cook every day for you guys, but you would think that whenever y'all were out buying dinner for y'all stuff, you would ask your mother if she wants." I shouldn't have said that. I was completely out of line. I didn't know she was going to be checking his phone, but I still should not have said that. I was completely out of line. But my mom had me so worked up. I mean, I would talk, like I said, talk to her at least 2 times a day, if not three. And she would make me like tell me all this stuff. Hey, science girl. Hey, babe. She would tell me all this stuff and like get me so worked up that I like really. So when that happened, I put myself in check. I did some apologizing, and I'm not going to lie to you, it took years for my sister-in-law to get. Now we're back like we used to be. They're divorced, but we're still close. But it took years for her to get. And I get it. I was out of line. I was completely wrong. But none of my business. And I shouldn't have said that. But I was taking it from my mom. So and then come to find out that wasn't true. I mean, my brother had been stopping by. She just I think was trying to make me feel guilty for not. I'm just being honest for not living here. So it worked. I moved home. Moved on, but have no regrets. I'm just glad that I still have her, and she tells me all the time. She's like, I don't know what the good Lord's keeping me for. I'm ready to go home. I'm not, can't see. I'm not work. I said, Mama, don't say that. It'll happen when it's gonna happen when the good Lord thinks it's supposed to happen. But yep, we need to love them while we got them. That's for sure. Yep, just being protected for sure, for sure. Oh, oh, that's so sweet. That's so sweet. I watch these guys on YouTube. It's a a father and 2 sons, and the father stays back and forth between the boys, goes 1 week with one week with the other, and the one that does the videoing is we still have the farm. My brother, he uses it now. Uh, they ended up selling about 30 of the acres, so it's like you know about close to 50. I have 5 of the acres that I have a little cabin on, but I stay whenever I go to see my mom. My mom smokes in the house. She smokes cigarettes, and my sister does too. And they are, oh my, listen, I cannot wait to use that thing. I'm getting a little clogged up on the side. But my sister, they both smoke in the house. And it's so funny when my other sisters that don't smoke come over, or other people come over. My mom and my sister don't smoke in the house. Not that you can't tell they smoke in it, because you can still tell, but they don't fire it light up in there. Uh, but when I'm there, they don't give a rat's ass, girl. I'll be sitting there at the kitchen table eating me something, and I want you to know my mama will get her one of those whatever she smokes, no rails or whatever, and sit and fire one of those. Oh, it makes me so mad. So, like I said, I have a little cabin I stay in, and she always tells me, "I don't know why you won't stay here with us. Won't you stay here with us?" I said, "Mom, I'm right up the road. I'm get on our razor, and I'm right here." But I don't want to be ugly, but it's because of the cigarette smoke. My eyes burn, and I don't even take my purse in because it don't matter. You're gonna smell like cigarette smoke when you leave. But I mean, I grew up like that, and I don't remember it bothering me. But my husband smokes, but he don't smoke in our house, and I mean, I didn't tell him not to. He just doesn't do it. But anyway, they still have the farm, but my brother, he's got 2 boys and a daughter, so he's kind of carrying on. But we had Labor Day. Oh gosh, I if you go to my community page, you can see the pictures of the fire. I found the fire after we had cooked out that day. My brother's barn, but it's actually he used to live before he has the home he has now. He lived on half of that. That what turned into the pole barn used to be half of it was his home, and so much stuff in there, so much stuff, guns. um, say that he had a Kubota excavator. He had a year, and he had a tractor. His tractor was paid for, so he didn't have insurance on it. Kubota was insured because it was financed. And then his stepson has a brand new Can-Am that did not have insurance on it. And oh my gosh, he's like upside down, like 28,000 on that thing. But anyway, you live and learn, right? Every tool he had, motorcycle, chainsaws, propane. I mean, you name it. Uh, and I was on the side by side taking his daughter some snacks for her kids to take to school the next day, and him and his wife was gone to the hospital. They were on a motorcycle, and I got on the side by side. I was cleaning our side by side, and I'd taken the seats out of it. And my niece called and said, "Do you know, have any snacks the kids could take to school?" I said, "Yeah, I'll be up there in a minute." So I just put one of the seats back in, the driver's seat. Obviously, I just threw it back in and went in the cabin and grabbed some things, and I was just going to run it up there to them. I rounded the corner and I saw red, and my bro, oh my gosh, it makes me sick. I literally, I'm not kidding you, 10 years of my life come off me. That was the most traumatic I freaked out. I'm going to tell y'all the truth. And this is the God's honest truth. I didn't even know I had to pee, but I got so upset that I just like started peeing, and I peed all over myself. I didn't even know I had to pee, but it stressed me out so bad. I was like, oh my God, oh my God. Hey, Monroe, how are you, doll? Hey, Ro. I, uh, I was so freaked out. Like he was an hour and a half from home and I knew where they were at. But I called his son and I was like, I couldn't even freaking talk. I mean, he's like, what did you say? And what are you saying? And I was dropping F bombs and I said, call the fire department. But he had built that with creosote poles. I don't know. I'm not saying it right, but they're big old light poles that they pour kerosene over, I guess, to kind of treat it. But he had cut those with the sawmill, and so he had built a lot of that with those. So that thing went up. Plus, you had propane and diesel and all that. But he lost everything. I mean, it went up so fast. The fire department got there within 10 minutes, and they come from two different towns. But it was like anyway, just devastating. But uh, it was like losing a family member. Like I told him, I said when I went home last week, I said, so I have to drive by his place to get to my little place. And I said, man, I can imagine how you feel, brother, because it makes me sick to my stomach every time I top the hill and I see, because they told him that he couldn't start cleaning the debris or anything up until they completely settled. And I think they're almost probably done with it by now. But I said, man, you just want to like get it cleaned up and, out of sight, out of mind. But yeah, that was like losing a family. My grandparents' house burned when we were small and when I was younger, and it didn't have an effect on me like this did. This really affected me. Like so we're, the fire department's there, and people come so fast from everywhere, and they're so good. I mean, it's so good to be a good neighbor. My brother has had just outreach of people that were offered to help and do clean up and do all kinds. People have given them chainsaws, steel chainsaw to replace. I mean, just good people. You know what I mean? And but you only really and truthfully have a couple things in this world as far as I'm concerned, and that's your word and your commitment to the good Lord, or whoever you choose to do. Let your word be your bond, my dad always says. So that goes a long way, especially when things like this happen. You know what I mean? If you're a good person, people tend to, it comes back to you. So I told him, I said, relish in that instead of, you know I mean, I get it's easy to feel sorry for yourself, and I mean everything's gone all these years, tools and everything. I said, but you need to like just be fortunate that first of all nobody got hurt, and that you're going to be able to replace that stuff. But the Kubota, I got to tell y'all this crazy story. So he had it a year and a month, um, whenever it burned, and so Kubota has been really good. They told me it would take in the very beginning. They told me it would take 6 months about to get that whole thing wrapped up so he could get another one. Man, they had it wrapped up within a week and a half. But the same to replace the same one he just bought brand new last year in a month, $12,000 more now than it was a year. Isn't that crazy, you guys? That things have like with times as hard as they are and people struggling like they are, that everything has gone up. It's just crazy to think that it's $12,000 more a year later than what it was. So, but anyway, that's life. But yeah, go to my community page and I have like pictures of fire. But anyway, his safe, man, he had so many guns, and his son had guns in it, and they say it was fireproof, but the stocks on the guns burned, and I don't know if I can put those kind of pictures on my community post. If I could, I took pictures of the guns, but I mean, they can be salvageable and fixed, but it's going to take a good bit of work. But I don't know if I can put those kind of pictures on here. Yeah, yeah. We loved it too, man. He was like, he did so much work. I mean, he did our driveway for us, and just so much. I mean, you can do those things. Are He loved it. He had the I don't know which one he had, but it wasn't the smallest one, but by far wasn't the larger one. It had a cabin on it, but it wasn't an air conditioned cabin. But yeah. So, but I'm gonna have to say, Kubota took care of him. They really took care of him. He What they gave him, he said that he had paid from the time he bought it to then, including his down payment he put on it. He said he was upside down. Well, not upside. He was upside down, I guess, about $2,000 for what they were giving him. Marcia White Sharky, I love you. Kisses to you, doll. I hope you're doing okay. And how's Mr. Jack? But anyway, I told him, I said, okay, so that's what you paid as far as your monthly notes. But he's made about 30,000 with just like using it, renting it out, or whatever he does for work with it. So I mean, he's definitely come out ahead. But uh, yeah, it was like, so I felt so sorry for his stepson. I mean, man, he's like, he works for the railroad and he's young, and he had just put like 17,000, put a sound system in this thing. And this is one that you can snorkel, which I don't know why anybody would pay that kind of money and then take something like that and put it in the water. Huh, crazy. But he hadn't done it. And he said he wasn't going to do it, but he had all the snorkeling stuff on it. But he went and put this big like sound system on it, and these, like, I don't know, weight winch or something on it, like 17,000, which was completely like thrown away, not top of what he financed when he bought it. But when he called to check about the insurance, they told him that all he had was a $3,000 gap policy. And my brother said, I told him that. I said, well, I didn't think you could have a gap policy without having an insurance policy. But come to find out, they said that whoever he financed through, they absolutely have their investment protected. They've got it insured, but he needed to put additional insurance. If he wanted that Can-Am uh, insured, he should have put additional insurance on it because he didn't take it out with whoever he financed with. Okay. So, but they talked him into doing the gap insurance because the guy said that they've had this happen more than one time. He said it's just like an automobile. Whenever you take your Can-Am or whatever, side by side, whatever, when you drive it off the lot, it depreciates, anywhere from $3,000 to $5,000. And the most gap they offered was a $3,000 policy. And he said that people have like bought them brand new, took them out that weekend, you know, tore it up or whatever. And when they go to file on insurance, they're upside down in it, three or five. So they really encourage people. So the gap was just for that. You know what I mean? Just for that is what they said. So anyway, that's better than not having nothing at all on it. But he still had $1,000 deductible to come out of that. So, but you he'll know now to have additional insurance, and stuff. So, and my brother, his tractor, like I said, his tractor was an older tractor paid for, and he didn't have, insurance on that. So that was a complete loss. I mean, that was a complete loss. He said he was looking, he told me yesterday he'd been looking, and he's like, man, they are so, everything's so high, but it's funny when the fire adjuster showed up, they saw the frame of the Can-Am, and they just knew that was what he said, that a Cub Cadet lawnmower and Can-Ams are the number one in our area anyway, are the leading two things that causes fires like that. But what his actually started in the electrical panel. He had uh, a tankless hot water heater, and had put that in after he had quit living out there. And I don't know but anyway, it come from when I drove up on the fire. We had been grilling. It was Labor Day, so we had grilled on his Blackstone under this pole barn that day, and really and truthfully, we all thought that somebody forgot to turn the grill off. That's what we thought, but it absolutely wasn't there. There was still like big 50-gallon drums of water that he had catched under the eave that didn't melt. But so we know it didn't start at the fire pit. So, but it started with either in the panel and the switchboard panel, or the hot water heater. They said is where the fire. But anyway, he was like, I just knew it was going to be that Can-Am when I saw that Can-Am, because that's that and Cub Cadets, which I don't know what about what that causes fires, but that's what they said. Well, thank you, Tammy. Thank you, Lord. Yes, knows there's enough, and it has been a lot lately. I mean, goodness gracious, between the Dolly drama and I don't really watch him, but I mean, I know enough about him to know, and the MGL and the Michelle crowd, and then the Drayvon or whatever his name is. Jack is fine, doing well, getting ready to retire. Oh, good for him. Good. I'm so glad. Oh, scratch my right. Oh man, was it your hip, Marcia? Your hip? Mm. Well, you be careful with that hematoma. You be very careful with that so it doesn't. Drew plays welcome, so it don't travel or turn into a blood clot. Um, are you and Mr. Jack? Are y'all looking forward to doing anything whenever he retires, or y'all just looking forward to having some time? Uh, where my husband works, he says that when people retire, he works out at the shipyard here. They build ships for the Coast Guard and all that, and he's been out there 36 or 37 years, but people retire, and he says that it will be a month, and some of the guys they come back out there. Oh, I said, oh my goodness, Marsha, you really be careful with it then, especially if it's in your head, babe. Goodness, did you do you use a walker or like a one of those scooter things that you can help get you around? You sounded really weak the last time whenever I heard you. Whenever you went up on TNT's panel. Uh, Don't feel bad. I can't type either. My phone corrects things, and I send it and look at some of the stuff. Hopefully, people figure it out. But I do know how to spell. My phone just changes my words. Yeah, but you be very careful. I want to. I'm still blocked. I called you from my husband's phone not long ago. Uh, it was late in the evening, and I wanted to talk to you. But I'm gonna send you a message from his phone, and he usually gets on around 3:30 every day. And call me so we can catch up and talk. Emergency release. What's that? Magic mirror, mystery school. Magic mirror on the wall. I use the walker now. Good. We'll use that. Use that walker and don't feel bad about it. I whenever I broke my leg at Thanksgiving last year, I remember telling my husband, I said, will I ever get back to normal, to where I can get around and but I'm gonna tell you something. It's been coming up on a year, and I've been released, but it has been. I had to have a rod and put down my femur, my tibia and my fibia. I broke them, but I had to have a rod, titanium rod, and then some screws and stuff in my ankle. And I'm gonna tell you, it's been a slow recovery. I still have days that I limp and that my leg is sore. So I'm telling you, it sucks to get old, but I am very more aware of my what I don't just hop around like a little spring chicken anymore. I can tell you that I'm very careful about where I place my foot these days. Don't ever want to break another bone again. But anyway, I was so grateful. We had his late wife passed away, but we had a wheelchair and all that stuff here, and so I was able to utilize that stuff. But I couldn't wait to ditch it so I could get around. Yeah, yeah, for sure. That was like, whew, that was. I don't wish that on nobody. And it was just like a freak accident. And I've always been bony, Maroni, skinny growing up. And my sisters used to say, "You just wait; it's gonna catch up with you. It's gonna catch up with." Well, it did when I started going through menopause. So my weight is actually my own body weight is what broke. I fell on my leg, and it was just a freak accident the way it broke. But I knew it was broke whenever I tried to get up. My like ankle was like that. Oh, it was gross. But yeah, I know, Miss Tammy. I feel the same way. I'm telling you what, I feel it. I feel it. And I wish now that I had taken better care of my body when I was younger, and not like thought I was so strong I could pick up anything or whatever. Yeah. All right, guys. Well, I appreciate you guys coming in and joining me, but I'm gonna get off of here and clean the kitchen up and probably eat me a piece of this old Bramble I cooked and try it out. But I love you guys. Thank y'all for coming in. And Marsha, I'm gonna text you and send you a message so you'll have his phone number. Okay, love you guys. Y'all have a good evening. Chat later. see what's happening in the rest of these YouTube streets.